Welcome back, everybody. Jron here, and this is How Not to Souls. Today we're looking at an Arcane Strength build from Elden Ring. Very, very strong build, a very, very quality build within PvE and PvP. Very, very good. Very, very good. Depending on how you play it, how you play your builds, I would say this one is all round amazing. Now let's take a look at our stats to show you where we ended up. So at 168, we're holding a 58 vigor, 20 mind, 30 intelligence, 50 strength, 14 dex, intelligence 7, faith 8, and a 60 arcane. So basically we're kind of going for a high health pool so we can do some weapon arts with a decent equip load and decent stamina where we can hit hard and hit with bleed and other arcane aspects really well, we can meet our requirements with no intention on casting any kind of spells. And that was kind of the motivation. As you can see, I used Godric's rune, which I thought worked out pretty well, just the way it balanced out all of your stats. Again, the extra 5 on everything worked out really well. And just in case you want to dabble in faith and intelligence weapons, I guess you could look at it that way if you could use any. But I didn't. I just did pure Arcane, which worked out really well. So we can take a look at our equipment, where we started with, where we went with it. So basically, my main was the Claymore, and towards the end, I dual wield the Claymore and the Occult Knight's Greatsword for just great damage. It was really freaking awesome. With the bleed and then the occult damage, kind of hit the theme really hard. Other weapons of note that I used, the Mariah Executioner Sword, which was good too about the consecrated snowfields, where it was still effective everywhere else. It was just kind of went to pasture, just kind of left. No, the Claymore was rocking really hard, and bleed is absurd. Early game, I rocked out the occult pickaxes, which was fun for a time, but there were just better weapons. Late game, I rocked the heavy rotten greatsword and the rotten staff, but dual wielding, crazy amounts of physical damage, crazy amounts of poise damage. I literally plowed through Radagon and the Elden Beast dual wielding. Oh, these bad boys. Bogman's Sacred Spear. Really, for me, it was just kind of situational. I used it. It was still good. The pokey poke, because it's really just a spear. You got pokey poke, then crazy blood boom ritual does the AoE damage. It was also very strong, as you can see. It has a decent amount of physical damage and a decent amount of and a nice amount of fire damage to balance it out. But mostly, I used this bad boy, the Blood Claymore. It's just unruly. And towards the end, I dual wielded these two. The Blood Greatsword was trying to get these two. Then I noticed that my dex scaling was better than the strength scaling, so I'm like, why am I going to do that? Let's just max it out on our Blood Claymore and this. Actually, I had a neat catch because this is a little longer than the Claymore, so if someone was kind of out of range for that, you could always tag him with this and then get him with the second swipe on our Blood Claymore. And we had the Scorpion Stinger as kind of a sidearm when we just wanted to go wham, bam. Quick little touches. The only downside I think about these two weapons, the Rot doesn't scale with your Arcane. It just kind of grows with the weapon upgrades. But other than that, fairly good. I enjoyed it. And the Gilded Iron Shield, because I am a simple man who likes simple things. And I think it looks kind of good with our set. Why did I turn around? I could just kind of gone like that. But anyway, we rocked the Nox set for the majority, and then we wanted to get into it more. We rocked the Hoslow set. And then we're not going to take off the whole armor set, but we all know what the Hoslow set looks like. It looks pretty damn good. I thought the style-wise looked pretty well. And then if we wanted a little extra poise, we went with the Banished Knight set. And I really just like this helmet a lot with the, oh god. Boom. It looks great. Oh my god. I just never even looked at this from this perspective. I kind of like that as well. But we're going to keep it with our Nox set. I know. It looks nice. I thought it looked really nice. That's why I kept it. Are talismans. So these are the ones I used the most. Erdtree's favorite, give us extra health, extra stamina, equivalent. Claw Talisman for enhancing our jump attacks, which was huge with dual wielding. Um, the Rotten Winged Sword Insignia, which I used the Winged Sword Insignia for majority, just so we can get extra damage on successive hits. And it worked really well with the Mariah Executioner Sword weapon art. That was one of the big jams that I used this for. And then Shard of Alexander, obviously, who doesn't use this with their weapon arts. And other things of note that I used. Let's dive in. Not that. Like I said, the Wingstar insignia we used. Bloodlord's Blood of Blood's Exaltation, I think, is a good choice for this build. Same with the Rot or the Poisoning. But Rot's so hard because he doesn't scale to anything. It's just hard to get people rotted. But that's a good one to use with this. And Arsenal Charm, Stamina. Those are the ones that I used. But use what you want. It's your build. When it comes down to it, use what you want. Those are the things I used. Consumables, beer consumables. For our Flask of Wondrous Physic, I like breaking stances, especially with a melee build. So, bam, that's what I used. But would feel whatever you need to use. Pots, this is just what I had on. But really, you can put any pot on there, any resin, or yeah, anything really. Consumables will be your consumables. I mean, it just makes sense to have the boiled crab on there. Yeah, but yeah, let your consumables be your consumables. Overall, very good. At times, almost too easy, and then the times when it wasn't easy, it was not hard. You might get caught up on a boss or two, but that kind of has to go with your own ability. Basically, how you play it. It's how you play the build. And if you really don't like strength builds, you want dex build, honestly, you can probably do this on a dex build. Just change around your weapons a bit. I say Rivers of Blood, any katana would work really well. I think for like certain weapons, I would try to focus more on, like if I was going to do it again, I'd focus more on strength for the Mirai and like these bad boys, because Arcane means nothing to these two, and since the scaling works out for this, I'd deeper strength will yield more damage for this weapon than the Arcane. So like it was a 70 strength, 80 strength, and like 30 Arcane I think would work really well for this. But this is what I did. It was really good, super fun. Yeah, worth your time. So I hope you enjoy the PvE and PvP footage, and I will see you guys later.